Hey guys, welcome to a game from the Dreamhack Group stages. This is day 1, Group B, EG up against No Tidehunter. Probably the biggest match of this group. As always, I'm BaseKit bringing you guys this game as a replay since I just wanted to watch it. It was sort of on a little bit of an inconvenient time for me in Australia. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to contact the guys at Dreamhack just yet, so if anybody out there who's associated with Dreamhack, if they're not okay with people casting replays and uploading them, then I will take this down. But anyway, I just wanted to watch the game, and to me, talking about the game and watching it at the same time, casting it, is a lot more enjoyable than just sort of sitting here and watching it by myself. So anyway, without much further ado, going to be getting underway with the game, and it should be a good one, especially with No Tidehunter picking up Ake and Loda as well. They are definitely a force to be reckoned with, but EG on LAN, you cannot count them out of anything, and they've been looking pretty good recently as well. I mean, Melk recently responded to some criticisms of his play and things like that, but I think that's completely unwarranted. He doesn't really have to go out of his way to talk about his play. I think it really speaks for himself. Things like the Melk Award and stuff like that, a little bit cruel, but his play is absolutely fantastic. So looks like we're just waiting on perhaps an admin to load in right now. Yep, so there we go. Going to be getting underway with the draft, and yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this game. As always, this is part of my daily Dota 2 casting practice sort of series, so just random replays. If you want to send me something, there's a whole bunch of ways for you to do that, and I'll cast pretty much anything and everything. So Wisp and Undying going to be the first bans out, so TA or Bat probably going to be making it through here. EG, as always, would love to get Demon on this Bat Rider, and especially with the sort of best of one games, best of one matchups, sort of anything can happen. Either team could throw a little bit of a screwball, and EG, as always, are sort of known for their their off the wall strats. So they're going to probably pick up the Bat Rider here, choosing to ban out the Sven. A little bit unusual there. Great tri-lane carry. Is absolutely ridiculous late game if you can get some farm. Doesn't even need that many items, just the BKB and pretty much one damage item is enough to really set him up to cleave his way through team fights. And Darkseer is going to be banned up by No Tidehunter. There is the TA available if they want it, and they've banned the Darkseer, so Ion Shell not going to be chewing through refraction charges if they choose to take it, but they would sort of have to run a TA in the safe lane. Just anticipating that Bat is probably going to be on mid, and Bat against TA is not a fun setup for TA either. And Bat is just so flexible as well. We've seen Demon run him safe lane with a tri-lane on the hard lane. We've seen him run it in the jungle, I believe. We've seen him run it on mid. And so there's just no knowing where the Bat Rider is going to be. It's not like your traditional mid hero where he's forced to go mid and can only get the level advantage from that. So Bat, absolutely great pickup, and I think EG are going to be extremely happy being able to get their hands on that. And No Tidehunter, just considering what they want right now, I think the debate is whether or not they want the Templar Assassin, and obviously they've got quite a bit of time to make their choices here. Maybe going to see them opt to pick up a support here. As always, the Jakiro is extremely popular. I don't think they're going to want to give that away to EG, so probably expect to see maybe Jakiro +1 here. And EG, again with the Bat, they've given themselves a whole bunch of options. Banning out the Undying and the Sven, maybe, well, not going to be looking to go up against a tri-lane here. I mean, Undying and Sven, some of the best tri-lane heroes sort of in the game, so maybe that's to shut down a defensive tri-lane on the long lane, trying to avoid that so they can put Bat on the safe lane, or they're looking to just get some safe farm with a jungle Bat as well. But either way, they've still got both options right now. Haven't locked into anything just yet. And Bounty Hunter and Jakiro are going to be the pickups by No Tidehunter. Bounty Hunter more than likely going to be their hard lane solo. Jakiro probably going to be helping out someone up on top. And EG, they're going to choose to take the TA here. So Bat probably not going to be on mid, but TA, as always, can go on the safe lane as well. I think a great hallmark of a lot of the heroes that we are seeing in the game right now, they're extremely flexible. I know that TA is typically a mid, but we've seen her run on the safe lane as a little bit more of a carry role. I think Wagamama, the Infused Boys, did that once and showed that a TA with a couple of damage items, picks up a Manta style as well, can do can do ridiculous right click. And now Magnus is going to be the choice for no Tidehunter. They've got some really good team fight coming out now, but Rubik, as always, is a little bit of a stopper to that. I mean, if he's able to get his hands on the reverse polarity, there's great potential there, and the null field, as always, a really big help against things like the Macropyre, the Dual Breath, all of the AoE spam that is on no Tidehunter right now. Rubik, he's taken a few significant nerfs. I think Ice Frog is definitely just trying to bump him back into a support role. He doesn't really have the strength on mid that he once had, but he's still great to see. Clutch spell steals, do sort of win games, and Jakiro is probably one of the best heroes to just reliably spell steal from. You're never going to end up with anything terrible. At worst, you get Dual Breath. At best, you get Macropyre or Ice Path, so going to have to be happy with that all around. EG choosing to ban out safe laners now. They're going to ban out the Faceless Void, who has been reasonably popular with sort of the rise of AoE teamfight, especially off the back of the Magnus as well. You do not want Faceless Void wailing on your team in that Chronosphere with the overpower on him. And then whether it's the Magnus into the reverse polarity into the Chronosphere or Faceless Void initiates as well, it gives you a lot of options in terms of these team fights. And Chronosphere and reverse polarity significantly more spammable than, say, the Black Hole or the Ravage. We're talking like, I believe it's 100 seconds. Yeah, 100 seconds on the reverse polarity at max strength. You compare that to the Black Hole, which I believe is 180, 170, 160, something like that. So Magnus means that you can take team fights a lot more often. And bans right now, EG gonna get rid of the Disruptor. So would be another support for no Tidehunter. They could be running this Magnus as their safe laner. It is not all that uncommon to run your initiator on your safe lane. Go for that sort of mid-game push once you get his blink up. And again, low cooldown and reverse polarity, it means that you can take fights often. And when you're able to take fights often, you can take towers often as well. You sort of mount up, posture as if you were going to be going for the push, and then it forces the other team into a position where they need to decide, do we defend the tower and have to take the team fight, or do we decide, okay, we're not comfortable with taking the team fight against these big AoE ultimates, we're going to have to let the tower fall. And so with that, putting your initiator in the safe lane, you can sort of force the issue. But as well, talking about this flexibility, Magnus could be on the offlane as well. It's going to be another support ban for EG here, so not sure what's happening there. We might see a solo Magikira. We did see it in Navi versus AL, I want to say, earlier in the day that this game was played. So, but not sure if we're going to be seeing that this game. Depends on whether or not they're trying to call the TA on mid. It could still just be Batrider mid and sending TA down to that safe lane. Jakiro, as was shown in that AL versus Navi game, fantastic against the Templar Assassin with the Liquid Fire. Each of those refraction charges, absolutely no problem. Dual Breath on top as well. Makes life fairly difficult for her. And Sven ban maybe makes a little bit more sense in the context of being able to get the TA. Warcry is fairly good against the minus armor, against the right click, helps you kite her around. But no Tidehunter, they've banned out junglers here, and no Tidehunter live up to their name. They're going to ban out the Tidehunter here. They're looking to get the advantage in these team fights. And EG, if they want to try and grab a big ultimate, there's not a whole lot left for them. I mean, Enigma's banned out, Tidehunter is banned out. I mean, there is stuff like the Silencer, but they'd really be looking for just a big fat stun right now. There is the Warlock, but they don't have all that much AoE damage to combo up with it right now. So they don't have all that many options left. There's still Tree if they want to run an offlane solo Tree, but Coddle is going to be the pickup here. So who knows, could be seeing an aggressive tri-lane from EG with the Rubik and the Coddle. Telekinesis is great setup for the Illuminate, and then all you need is +1, who could even be the Batrider in that lane. It's good damage potential, but we might just see Bat soloing mid, TA maybe soloing the safe lane, and then Rubik Coddle +1, maybe heading up towards that hard lane. And it all depends on how EG think no Tidehunter are going to be laning. But it looks like they're probably going to be running one of the Bounty Hunter or the Magnus on that hard lane, and now they're maybe looking for a mid and someone else for up top. There's not a lot of junglers left. The Furion is still available along with the Enchantress, but Enchantress's early aggression style, I'm not sure if that's going to fit in with what no Tidehunter are going for right now. They've got a little bit of push, but We'll have to see what they opt for here. They've got good stun, they've got good team fight, and they're going to opt for the Luna, so that's going to be their safe laner right now. And a fairly mid-game carry as well. Eclipse syncing up with all of the nukes and the AoE lockdown, and doing ridiculous damage as well. And Luna doesn't even need that much farm to sort of quote-unquote carry. He just really needs even just Tranquil straight into a BKB rush, and does absolutely great damage in fights with the Lunar Blessing Aura as well. Turns pretty much everyone on her team into a right-clicking machine as well. And in power, though she obviously doesn't get the cleave, that bonus damage is a big help as well. EG gonna opt for the Nakes here, something that they do favor reasonably heavily. Could see him in a tri-lane right now, or could even throw him in the jungle. Again, flexibility sort of a key point of EG's heroes, but with the open wounds, great setup for the Keeper of the Light and the Rubik telekinesis as well. It's going to be fully charged, illuminates galore, but could see Demon maybe just taking that Batrider on the hard lane. And VS now going to be the very last pickup by no Tidehunter. Obviously you can swap through Nakes' Rage. It's a fairly good way to get him out of position, and sort of signaling that no Tidehunter want to go aggressive on this. I mean, Magic Missile, absolutely ridiculous. It's spammable, it does great damage, great stun, just all around solid sort of, I guess, fairly vanilla ability. So Demon's going to be on the Batrider, just going to wait for everyone to pick up their heroes, and then I'll run over who's playing what in game. But a very exciting draft, and I am very much looking forward to this game. And no Tidehunter, worth mentioning that they've got some pretty good aura stack between the Vengeful Spirit and the Luna. And then the minus armor over the top for VS as well. Glaives are going to be doing a lot, even in the late game. And EG, I mean, the one reasonably good thing for them right now is TA, the only dot that she's really up against is what the Jakiro has. But things are, well, life is going to be a little bit difficult with this Bounty Hunter as well, tracking her up. But anyway, going to be getting into this game, so we're going to have Loda playing the Luna, we've got Eternal Envy playing the Vengeful Spirit, we've got Ake playing the Jakiro, we've got Admiral Bulldog playing the Bounty Hunter. It looks like there's some tech problems at main stage, but that's okay. And then we've got S4 playing the Magnus, and I really want to keep an eye on what Admiral Bulldog does this game, especially since he's just so renowned for his, I guess exclusively renowned for his Lone Druid play, and his account where he has something like 1,000 games of Lone Druid played. But showing that he can play other things, and showing that he can stand up as well as a player in a competitive lineup. And we've seen his Bounty Hunter recently as well. It's been absolutely great. Picking up a PMS right now, so it looks like he might be the one heading towards that hard lane. And looks like S4 is going for a bottle rush right now, so he's probably actually going to be heading towards mid. So it will just be a support Ake Jakiro. And over on EG, we've got Jo playing the Templar Assassin. Bottle Rush primed for him as well. We've got Fear on the Snakes. We've got Demon on the Bat. He's got some boots, so he's going to be heading towards the hard lane. More than likely, we've got Beediz on this support Rubik, and that leaves Milk to play the Keeper of Light. Already some sentries picked up, so expecting some early aggression in terms of warding up the jungle from no Tidehunter right now. And NTH, they're moving forward. Fear just scouting for now, and hasn't spent his first skill point just yet. No, will now move forward. Gonna get skewered back into the middle of NTH. Ice Pat down, hits on 4 as well. Fear now raged up. Is he gonna be able to make it out of here? A few more right clicks is what they need. Illuminate back. Eternal Envy getting a little bit low. 2 stacks up on him, and Fear is gonna be able to survive. But that initiation from S4, that was absolutely great. And the Ice Path to follow it up, keeping EG well away from that fight. But good choice by Fear, keeping that skill point, able to skill the Rage, and then get away from those disables. And I mean, Magic Missile connected solidly, they just didn't have the damage to follow it up. So there's going to be a safe lane Nakes. Right now, Beat is probably just going to be looking to stack and pull. Melk has those center wards as well. He might be looking to jungle a little bit as Coddle, spam through these camps. You can also do this one as well. I'm not sure how possible that is with the changed range now, and Beat is going to find the 0-minute rune, but Melk, probably the reason for the sentries there, really wants to keep his jungle open. Admiral Bulldog may just try and body block one of these camps, and we will have to see. He doesn't have any wards, And staying in the jungle is going to be important for him. Melk as well, the sentries are going to help out with keeping Admiral Bulldog out of the lane, but with Beat pulling, Admiral Bulldog's just going to be able to come over and try and disrupt those pulls, try and steal a little bit of XP that way. Sentry Ward's already going to go down. Admiral Bulldog immediately forced out of this lane. The telekinesis not going to grab onto Admiral Bulldog. Beat actually throwing the creep at him. But with these illusions, doing a good job to keep him forced out of this lane. And Melk now just going to be stacking, well actually pulling mid. This is going to be a really bad situation for Magnus, and it's sort of the flavor of the month thing for the Radiant to do right now. And frankly, I think it's a little bit overpowered. There's no way for the Dire side to contest this pull right now. And with that, it's just going to be creep wave after creep wave wiped out. And we'll have to see what Magnus is able to do on this mid lane. He's just going to block for now, trying to get a creep wave, trying to maintain a semblance of creep equilibrium, but Melk just going to be jungling up. And with 2 sets of pulls running for EG, they're going to be getting a long way ahead right now. We've got 1 set of pulls running for Ake up on top. And looks like it's going to be the small camp pulled as well by Eternal Envy. So trying to respond fairly well. But the thing with the Radiant side right now is they've effectively got 5 camps to pull. You can pull this one, and then you can pull either of these 2 into your creep wave as well. And as Melk just showed on mid, if you pull the small camp, you can also pull the large camp up. So they can be effectively using their entire jungle this early in the game. Melk's going to choose to camp out the 2-minute urn. He will be spotted by this Dire Observer ward. Going to put down a ward of his own up in sort of a safe spot. Going to spot out the invis for now. Eternal Envy wanted that as well, but not going to find it. Melk was in sight of this ward as he placed down that one, so Eternal Envy might be able to get rid of that with the sentry. Melk just keeping an eye on Eternal Envy right now. And on mid, TA 10 for 2, and S4 actually doing fairly well, 9 for 4 on him. And even with Melk pulling that camp mid, Eternal Envy, he wants to try and get rid of this Observer ward. Gonna throw the stun. Is it gonna be another miss? No, it's not. In comes the Illuminate. Demon comes in as well. So only a level 1 Bat Rider. He's barely gotten any XP up on top, but now stacking up the sticky. But no, not gonna be able to get that kill. So ward does go down. They know that there's a sentry right up on that cliff, but not really gonna bother doing anything about it. And Melk probably just going to come back and start trying to pull mid again. But Admiral Bulldog, with only 2 heroes down on this bottom lane, he might be able to steal that Centaur. No, not quite. Just going to be happy with maybe grabbing that creep. And again, neither hard lane going all that well, but Admiral Bulldog doing a good job playing around in the jungle, and Demon getting forced back really hard up on this top lane. Needs to be extremely careful. The chain stun between the Jakiro and the Vengeful Spirit is a lot. Trying to maybe bait out a stun here. I mean, Eternal Envy still only level 1. He's been roaming around a little bit. And Demon now just standing up to load up. But I mean, Demon, his specialty, yeah, it is really the hard lane. He'll probably be fine up here. Just needs to make sure that he doesn't die. And that's pretty much it. As soon as he gets that lasso, they can probably go for a kill on mid. Something along those lines. And we've got Melk just now pulling mid again. So getting a little bit of farm that way. And Beat is going to be getting up to level 3 fairly soon as well. Fear getting complete free farm down on bot, and actually Demon now forced down onto the low ground. Ice Path is going to land. He's going to take quite a bit of damage here, and the right click is just going to come from the high ground, not able to get out there. So NTH going to draw the first blood on Demon, and maybe just a little bit too cheeky trying to come and interrupt this pull. So hard lane comparison right now, definitely in advantage of NTH. And Beat is going to spot out that 4-minute urn, so a haste for him. He's still got that 1 sentry left, but Admiral Bulldog now just roaming around. He's managed to pick up some boots. Hasn't really had to use all that much of his regen either. Just hasn't really been threatened all that much. Each just happy to try and get the XP advantage from pulling right now. But Admiral Bulldog, he's going to be getting up to level 6 fairly soon. And if S4 can maybe get a skewer back towards the tower on Jo, that could be a kill, but Jo just harassing back on mid now. He's actually picked up some fairly early boots. Not sure if he has his bottle. Could just be bottle crowing right now. So yeah, bottle gonna fly out. He is actually fairly rich. Admiral Bulldog again, still just interrupting his pulls. Probably gonna be able to steal that one with a Janata hit, but no, the stop comes out, stops him from doing that. So Beat is able to pick it up with the Fade Bolt. And Admiral Bulldog still just wants to steal a couple of creeps. He's going to be out of that Shadow Walk in just a second. Now just hanging out. The telekinesis there as well. Throws Admiral Bulldog down to the low ground. Beat says no. And he continues to grab up these last hits. So doing fairly well on this Rubik. Jo on mid. Almost up to level 6. And the Magnus spam not really bothering him all that much. 29 for 6. up against 24 for 7. So Magnus really holding his own, doing a great job, and he hasn't really had supports to try and contest these runes either. Maybe just doing a little bit of bottle crowing and not paying all too much attention to that, so sorry guys. On bot, Admiral Bulldog may be in a little bit of trouble, but actually contesting fairly well against Fear. Fear now up to 30 last hits, so most farmed here on the map sort of are EGs, and Luna very, very close behind. And Luna with that kill up on top on Demon, at least with the assist gold, probably a little bit ahead in terms of net worth, but I will just stay on last hits and denies for a little bit longer. It's still fairly interesting for mid. I mean, both of them are just pretty much going for last hits at this point. And Eternal Envy just going to be stacking up this camp, probably for Luna, trying to bank up some XP for her in the mid game. And Luna opting for a Ring of Aquila to start. Got some points up in that Luna Blessing as well. They could look to take this tier 1 on top fairly soon, but maybe not going to, just because it gives Demon some space to farm. He can keep the creep wave sort of in this long stretch all the way up here and not be all that worried. And the tier 1 on top just isn't valuable for the Radiant. It doesn't really provide all that much. Provides a little bit of access to the Gyre jungle, but it's still a long way. And it's just gold for NTH. I don't think EG are going to put up a big fight to try and hold on to it. But Coddle could always just go up, throw out a few Illuminates, just if they don't want to give away that early gold lead. And Milk just continues to jungle up. We've got 2 supports stacking and pulling. So level 3 on Milk, level 4 on Beatiz. Admiral Bulldog almost up to level 5 there, and Fear almost level 7 as well. And Admiral Bulldog continuing to do a great job, just, well, not really disrupting these pulls, but trying to steal a little bit of XP. And another stack, actually, stack didn't quite go off there. So just two camps, and Coddle probably going to be looking to clean that up with the Illuminate fairly soon. And just look at this wall of traps on mid. Jo trying to cover every single angle for when they go for this gank on the Magnus. He does have Skewer as a fairly reliable escape, and there isn't a whole lot of chain stun. Probably just going to be waiting for Demon to sort of get that lasso up. And with these stacked creep camps, those might be for him, just trying to recover their hard lane. He doesn't have something like the Bounty Hunter with the track to just participate in kills, and doesn't have the invis either to sort of, you know, just pick up free XP. So giving your hard lane time to recover, it's something extremely important, and EG reacting well there. And Admiral Bulldog playing really cautiously right now. I mean, Beatiz, he's still only got that 1 sentry. He had 1 set at the start of the game, so he's only used 1 right now. Admiral Bulldog gonna body block the pull camp, so good little play by him there, but this stack continues to grow, and that's going to be a couple of levels for Demon when he comes to try and clean that out. Yep, so going to start stacking up the sticky now. Illuminate going to fly through as well, and Demon now pops off the Firefly. Might try and grab another creep as well. Up on top, Haystream picked up, but Jo is going to be going down. Sentry Ward dropped for him, and a 3-man gank to pick off the Templar Assassin. Able to grab the haste, but maybe just using the rune as a little bit of bait there. And Sentry conveniently down in a position that might be able to spot out any wards as well, but there is nothing there. And in terms of warding, it's fairly defensive right now for EG. They're looking for Admiral Bulldog, but he's just backing off. The Sentry Ward just placed outside of tower range there. Looking for Admiral Bulldog. TP coming towards mid. TP goes up top, but Demon's immediately caught in the ice path. He might go down here. Heading into the trees, he doesn't have a Firefly. Pops up the Tranquil Boots, and Demon now hidden in his beloved trees. Should be able to get out of here, but doesn't have the Fireflies, so not going to be able to do all that much. Just stacking up the Napalm, able to dodge the ice path there. Now more TP support from EG. Ake going to be able to TP home, however, and Loda now the target. Jo's going to come in, bit of a body block there, and with the melt hit as well. Trap slowing him down. Loda probably going to be picked off here. One more right click is going to be enough. So big dive by NTH there. Ake able to make it home, but Loda in the end killed off. So Demon, good job just juking into the trees. S4 now the target as well. He's got the Skewer to escape, just waiting for the open wounds. Gonna try and TP home as well. There is nothing to interrupt that. Beta is just a little bit too far away. So NTH, these TPs, they are saving lives. And there aren't really all that many stuns on EG. There's just Beatiz and the Batrider Flame Break plus the ultimate. So good job by them. I mean, there is the mana leak on Coddle, but that's not going to be stunning a stationary target. And look at this stack grow. Is this going to get off? Maybe. We'll have to see. Yeah, it looks like it. Nope, it's not. Okay, it's too big. Luna needs to come and clean that out. Creeps are just blocking themselves a little bit too much. On mid, S4 is already back. He's got some mana boots and a wand picked up, doing extremely well. And I will just switch over to net worth right now since we're seeing a little bit more action. And speaking of action, Demon on top. He's the go. Magic Missile plus the Ice Path. He's going to be picked off. And Loda able to grab up that kill. And heading straight for the Morbid Mask. Going to be going for that Helm of the Dominator. And at the same time, Jo able to pick up a double damage rune down on bot. So 10-minute rune bottled up by him. But speaking of the Dominator, just going to be looking to dominate the creep and start stacking up those Ancients. And it's really a battle of using the entire map right now for both teams. Melk going to come forward, throws out the Illuminate, just barely hitting all those creeps. And Eternal Envy just continuing to stack for this Luna. That one's already full up, as we mentioned. This one can still afford to get another stack off. And small camp, not all that relevant. So there is a lot of XP and gold banked up for this Luna right now. And Admiral Bulldog needing to be careful. Who's got anti-invis? Jo does not. They might have spotted that, spotted the image, well, spotted the animation of Admiral Bulldog going into that invis as Jo crested the high ground, but he's just hanging out for now. Admiral Bulldog probably has a fairly good idea of who's got anti-invis and NTH. They're moving in from the side. It's 3v3. Melk gonna throw out the Illuminate. Good awareness by him. They do have this ward down, so spotted the movement. There wasn't a smoke. Eternal Envy did actually have one. Gonna pop down the sentry there. And Admiral Bulldog coming on mid. He's got the track, but the melt hit is going to land, trying to get out of here. And that's a full strength trap, so 50% slow for that. And Ichi continue to hold on to the towers. We still haven't seen a tower first blood, as it were. And sentry ward down might spot out that, perhaps. But Eternal Envy not wanting to go for that just yet. Demon now looping around. He's got the ultimate. So able to contest this top lane reasonably well and expects TP support to be ready for EG. We've got a Hand of Midas finished up on Fear, so sort of aiming a little bit late for this Lifestealer. I'm going to be carrying up reasonable well. Eternal Envy is going to spot out that Observer Ward and the Invis runes, so these sentries, I mean, Melk has not been having a good time with these wards. They are being picked off. Maybe going to see him switch to a slightly different warding style. Just go for those less standard wards that provide a little bit less sight, but are much less likely to be dewarded, since the only ward they've got right now is this bottom lane. And Jo now going to pick up that Blink Dagger, so good ganking potential there for him. Looking for Admiral Bulldog here on mid, going to get the melt hit off, but there is no follow-up, there is no anti-invis here. And EG just in fairly farming positions right now. They want to hold on to their towers, they don't want to give away this advantage. And Loda, he picked up the Morbid Mask, but now looks like he's heading straight for the BKB, in fact. And did he clean up these camps? Looks like he did, so that's the source of most of that gold. There might still be something on the courier for him. No, so switching over to the BKB, and Jo actually going to pick up a kill on mid. Didn't have any anti-invis, but looks like the Blink just doing its work, able to kill off Admiral Bulldog. And it looks like he may have just hung around on low health after that last meld hit him. So sorry about that, guys. Missed that kill. My bad on that one. And up on top, looks like NTH just going to be grouping up for a little bit of a push. Melk's up here, trying to say no, but 2 points up in the Illuminate, not wiping out creep waves as well as it could be. And looks like the tower going to be reasonably uncontested. There is no glyph either. Melk going to spam off one more Illuminate. Is going to get hit by that mini stun, but no. Tower is going to be going down. There is no trade for EG. There's a TP coming down towards bot from S4, but EG just going to be happy to farm on the Nakes right now. He's now heading towards an armlet with that Helm of Iron Will. And Jo just farming up a little bit for now as well. I mean, he's got three options really in terms of his next item. He could go for the Manta, he could go for the Dezo, or he could go for a BKB. You're going to be seeing which in the next few minutes. I only mentioned the Manta since you can split out of the track. It's a good way to dispel it, and good move speed as well for chasing after the Bounty Hunter. So, well, chasing after the Bounty Hunter and the fairly evasive heroes on NTH. Luna, as always, having absolutely ridiculous move speed, and Loda getting some great farm from the jungle as well. And who got that last hit on that tower up top? So it was... looks like it was just the Dire, so getting the maximum amount of gold out of it, but not as much stacked up on the carry. But Loda getting fairly close to that BKB, doesn't have to farm all that much, and is just getting complete free farm right now. I'm not sure who I favor in terms of the carry battle between the Luna and the Lifestealer. And Eternal Envy, he switched from stacking hard camps, now he's stacking Ancients. So Loda, even more farm there for him. They're just putting all of their eggs in this Luna basket. They need to make sure that they keep her alive in these team fights. But if a big reverse polarity goes off, there is going to be a lot of damage from those glaives. And Nyx, he's gonna have to make big use of that rage, just to try and pick off one of the supports, try and clean up someone. If EG can get a pick, NTH are probably looking for the slightly more organized team fights. They've got the fairly slow Jakiro, who just sort of needs to be able to sit behind the beefier heroes and spam off his stuff. They've got S4, who would really be looking for big multi-hero reverse polarities. But over on EG, we've got a really low cooldown lasso. We've got no real big ultimates, and it's going to be a blocked ancient camp right now by Beaters, so good awareness there. Eternal Envy not going to be able to get this next stack off. But they have a sentry. It's put down. Are they going to spot this out? Eternal Envy might be trading his life away to try and kill off that sentry, kill off that observer ward. But good awareness by him. Not going to be able to get the stack off since there is that ward there. Fear is now down on bot. He's got his armlet finished up, and Beat is looking to try and defend his ward for now. That sentry must just be out of range of that. No, he doesn't have sight up the cliff, unfortunately. And a kill up on top. Keeper of the Light picking up an invis, but must have been tracked up. So sorry guys, another kill missed by me. Not paying enough attention. Too much attention on these ancients. And S4 now going to blink up, able to kill off the observer. Not going to get the stack off, so not waiting around for that. But it should hopefully leash back before it's time to stack it up. And Admiral Bulldog going to be looking for a track right here. Is he going to get it on Sheo? Going to get hit with the meld to the face in exchange, but it looks like he's farming towards a drum now, perhaps. 1,300 gold picked up on him. BKB going to be fairly important for the Bounty Hunter as well. Is naturally quite squishy. And that trap is going to force him into invis. TP support now coming in from S4. Beat is just hanging back. Level 6 picked up on the Rubik, so there is the spell steal available, and it's going to be a denied tower on mid for NTH. They are looking good. That is the first tower that they've lost right now, and they've still got plenty of access to the Roshan pit with these towers on bot lane as well, so not going to be all that worried about losing that mid lane. But Bat's got a blink now, and Demon going to be looking to make some big pickoffs. Expect to see a kill hopefully every single time that lasso is off cooldown. Again, NTH, they're looking for fairly organized team fights. They're looking to fight around the Eclipse. They're looking to fight around the reverse polarity. And while they are fairly low cooldowns, it doesn't really compare to once Batrider starts to get some more points up in that lasso. So expect EG to be looking for more skirmishes, I would expect, than trying to go for these head-on team fights where they don't really have the AoE to sort of stand up. And as well, Templar Assassin, as always, fairly good in skirmishes, not the best in team fights since Refraction does get chewed up fairly quickly and does really just want to sit on a single target. Admiral Bulldog's going to spot out the double damager, and he's actually opting to pick up a Morbid Mask himself, so quite a bit of lifesteal for NTH, and Batrider actually going to get the pickoff up on top. I am just not paying attention here. Sorry guys, this is a little bit embarrassing. And EG going to be going for this tower, and Fear Infest used, so it looks like it was just Nake's bomb with Demon blinking in, picking up that kill on the Magnus. And down on bot, where is Rubik going? He is a long way from home there. And so this is going to be the tier 1 picked up on top, but Rubik goes down in the meanwhile on this bottom lane. BKB now finished up for the Luna, and Eternal Envy just continuing to stack up this camp. They really are putting a lot of farm on this Luna. Back to the point about the Morbid Mask on Admiral Bulldog, it is going to be what looks to be a Vlad's, gives them the opportunity to go to Roshan fairly early on, and with the lifesteal between Luna and the Bounty Hunter, should be absolutely no problem. They're going to be looking to pick off this tier 1 before they go for that. Remove the Radiant's only real way to have access to the pit, the only real way for them to contest it. We've already got some wards down as well for the Dire squad, so looks like they are more than likely going to be going for Roshan fairly soon. They've got some wards down just to keep an eye on it as well. And down on bot, we've got Fear TPing in. They probably want to try and take out this tier 2. So just leaving NTH with one option to defend this Roshan. And I think that's what both teams sort of have in the back of their mind right now. The Aegis could swing this game in a big way. If it's on the Luna, that is absolutely terrifying. If it's on the Nakes as well, or even Demon, gives them some great fighting potential, or could even go on Jayo. He's picked up the Ogre Club, so he is going for a BKB right now. Everyone's grouped up on NTH. They've got S4 up on top, but he's got a TP available. Now TPing down. Trap goes off. Loda backing off for now. The tower is already incredibly low, but Jay's going to be hit by the Ice Path, and now tanking up the tower, going to be hit by the stun, but Refraction chewing up all of that damage, so he's going to be absolutely fine. Looks like NTH might be able to get another deny off. S4 just hanging off to the side, does not want to get his Blink Dagger cancelled by this Illuminate, which is about to fly through. Now Loda looking for milk, but the trap is going to pop. There is another one down there as well. Demon off to the side with the Firefly up. He's looking for the pickoff. He's going to grab S4. The Nake's Bomb is out. There is not going to be a reverse polarity here. They're going to be able to pick off the Magnus before this fight even starts. And now Fear chasing after the supports. We've got Ake and Eternal Envy trying to hide in the trees. Great swap. Fear taking a lot of damage right now. He's got the Basher picked up. There's the Bash. Going to be able to finish off Ake. Is there going to be an omelet toggle? Yes, there will be. Jo now comes in. Melted looking for Loda. Is he going to be able to TP home? Demon doesn't have anything to cancel it, so Loda able to make it out. But that Nake's Bomb, there was no reverse polarity, and that was pretty much the fight there. Track going to go off, but it's going to be probably 1 or 2 towers for EG right now. They've only got 2 heroes down here, so going to be able to pick up the tier 1. Maybe not going to be looking for the tier 2, but if they can pick off this tier 2, that is the last of the Dyer's easy access to Roshan. The tier 2 on mid is a little bit further away, so big fight for EG, and great awareness by Demon, just sneaking all the way up around by the Ancients and getting rid of Magnus before he could blink in and ultimate, and that really would have spelt big trouble for EG there. And again, NTH, they're looking for the organized team fights. They want the combo. They want the reverse polarity into the Ice Path, into the Macropyre, into the Eclipse. They want to catch a couple of heroes in that, but EG say no, doing a great job of getting that pick off. Even, you know, in the middle of NTH's heroes, they were just moving forward, and they managed to find Magnus on the back lines. So NTH maybe realizing they need to start looking at this Roshan now. But EG, they're not reliant on these big cooldowns. They've already got the lasso up. Reverse polarity is still available, but there is no Eclipse. Macropyre off cooldown. Somebody just disconnecting off from the game, but not all that important. And NTH going to get a little bit of damage on Roshan. Back off, clean up the Ancients. And EG now forced to try and defend. They might be able to find a pick off. Demon is not primed with the Nake's Bomb. He is just scouting for now. Still has quite a long time left on that Firefly. So trying to see if he can find a sneaky pick off there. And EG come in. They're going to get rid of the wards. And so it's just this Observer Ward over on mid for NTH. Both teams, like I said, this Roshan is a big deal. It could swing these fights, and especially with Fear being dropped off right in the middle of them by Demon, it means that he can do a lot with an Aegis, and opting for the Skull Basher as well, realizing that he's going to be kited fairly well by the track bonus move speed, and all of the stuns on NTH, so good way for him to stay on top of heroes, and gives him the option to go for the Abyssal Blade fairly soon as well. He's got 2.3k gold up, so that means that BKB on Luna going to be a little bit less reliable. There is a smoke right now for NTH, but they're walking past 2 Sentry Wards and an Observer Ward that will probably spot them out, so EG going to be looking to maybe just back up to their tower right now. And Demon going to be feeling happy with the site. There's a Sentry Ward down. Eternal Envy's going to see that they are right under a whole bunch of sentries. Is he going to be able to pick these ones off? But Demon's going to come forward, might be able to pick him off. NTH now inside the Roshan pit. There are still these sentries up. Demon's going to be able to kill off that sentry, so a minor economic victory there. They're going to be able to keep up all of their wards. If this Roshan does not go down in the next few minutes, they've got the better site. They're going to spot out that Observer Ward as well, so minor economic victories. Demon's still going to be going for that. Blinding Light going to knock Loda back, but in comes the charge with the reverse polarity. Huge damage and clips over the top. This is the team fight that NTH have been looking for. Fear trying to stand his ground, but there's not a whole lot that he can do. Everyone getting low, but NTH trying to make their way out. Jo's going to get swapped back in. He's actually going to be able to pick off Eternal Envy there, but 3-for-1 is the trade. Fear buys back. Demon has an Invis rune, but not able to get into that fight. And Loda now just going to head back into the pit. Again, Admiral Bulldog and Loda, they've both got lifesteal. Going to be getting that Roshan down reasonably quickly. And well, that was a huge fight for NTH. Fear now hidden inside the Invis Demon. They're looking for a pick-off. They're forcing NTH back. Out they come. They're going for Loda, doing some good damage, but it's immediately going to be the pick-offs. Fear now going for this. It's going to be a buyback from Loda. And S4 going to be able to skewer over the cliff. Great little play by him. And Fear now looking for Ake. Is he going to be able to get the bash? No, Ake's actually going to cancel. Comes out into the Ice Path. There's the stun to follow up as well. Too much chain stun. Fear going to be going down. Heroes are now heading back towards the pit. Demon, again, these sentries able to finish off a few more wards. So EG managing to maintain their sight of the pit, which is fairly important. Roshan now down on about half HP. Fear is going to be dead for that full duration. Keeper of the Light probably going to be looking to bring Jo back into this fight in just a second yet. He's got the ultimate recall coming now, so it's pretty much a 4v4. We've got someone backing off. Ake now heading back to base. He's got a TP available, so probably going to be TPing back towards that tier 2 in just a second. Heading towards the mech, in fact. and really wants to finish that up right now. Just trying to wait at the pit, I guess. Do they have any towers coming up? No, not just yet. So now gonna head out. No TP in his inventory. He's got some dust. Admiral Bulldog, again, a little bit of a dire advantage. They can just farm up these Ancients while they are waiting, but the Keeper of the Light doing a great job. It does mean that EG can go and put pressure on the other lanes while they wait for this fight to break out. Can just recall that hero back in, so that's where the pressure up top is coming from. EG feeling a little bit confident to get that off, and Fear now going to head down towards the bottom lane, and Milk going to be able to kill off this ward here as well. Yep, so Beta is going to give sight up on this high ground over to the ward spot, since it is day and Rubik has 1800 day vision, so that sentry is able to spot out the ward that was just there. So EG again continue their control of the Roshan pit right now, and there is a smoked Naked up Demon. They're looking for a kill. Firefly gonna go, so that's the flying vision there. They're looking for a pickoff. He's still not revealed out. In he comes. He's going for Ake. They're gonna drag him out. It's gonna be a kill here, more than likely. Fear popping off the rage. Ake almost able to make it home. Demon still looking for it, but in comes the Eclipse. Big damage. Beat is not able to steal that. He does manage to grab the track. Good move speed, but Milk now on the retreat. Mana leak there. Beat is gonna be picked off. Not able to get too many of those tracks off. The reverse polarity going to go just for Jao. They want him dead. It's going to be another track kill in the hands of NTH as well. And Demon looks like he managed to pick off Ake there in the backlines of play, but not able to burst down that Jakiro as fast as they would have hoped. And that's probably going to be, that's going to be Roshan for NTH. Demon going to be maybe looking for the cheeky plays with the steal. He's got the Firefly available. Here goes the Firefly. In comes the Blinding Light. Not quite timed perfectly. Are they going to be able to finish it off? In comes Demon. Not able to jack the Aegis, but the Flame Break is there. He's actually might be going down here. It's another track kill for NTH. And Milk now on the retreat. Is he going to be going down? S4 comes in, gets the nuke. Milk turns around. He just wants that Illuminate, but it's not enough damage to kill off S4. And was that another track kill? Looks like Admiral Bulldog, well, probably got that one off. I guess it would have been. I mean, it might have been on cooldown after tracking up Demon, but it's only a 7-second cooldown at level 2. And almost level 3 up as well. And NTH, with that Aegis picked up, I would expect them to be in a very good position. Economically, they've swung things back to about 4k gold in their lead, and XP wise they're up to 5k the difference as well. And again, just look at this farm on the Luna. They have just put so much farm on Loda right now. He's already got a Manta style finished up. He's got the Dominator as well, and 1.1k gold in the bank too, so they are sitting pretty right now. Probably going to be looking to, within the next 6 minutes, make some use of this Aegis, try and pick up a few more towers, kill off the Radiant tier 1 on mid, try and stop this this annoying pressure coming from EG on the Roshan pit. So if the game probably going to be continuing for at least a while. NTH going to be looking to try and get control of Roshan a little bit easier for round 2, and a really long sort of extended drawn out team fight there by both teams, but NTH just coming out on top in the end. And I mean, again, organized team fights do favor them, and EG just weren't able to find the pickoffs with the Nakes Bomb as they did with this team fight down on bot. So NTH, they are sitting pretty right now, but they do need to be very careful of just being picked off anytime by EG. Expect Demon and Fear to sort of be going for these dangerous plays, and it is forcing NTH to play a little bit of 5-man Dota right now. They're smoked up, heading down towards the bottom lane, going to be looking to pick up some more towers, sort of for free. And Illusions for Demon, going to be maybe doing a little bit of scouting right now, but they do have sight from the creep wave. And it's 5 heroes on bot right now. Fear just farming up a little bit on those Ancients. No real item progression for him just yet. And Jao looking to do a little bit of farming himself. I mean, tier 1 on bot going to be falling. They don't want to spend the two TPs on bot, since the second one will be so long. There wasn't enough time to get heroes in. And they don't want to pop off the Spirit Form with the recall. And that's an illusion for Batrider. Will be finished off by the creeps. So Demon just continuing to get a little bit of farm in this jungle. There isn't a creep right now stacking things up for Loda. So hopefully going to be seeing him doing that in just a second. He does have the Dominator. May as well make use of it. Able to dodge out of the way of the Illuminate there. And it looks like it's going to be the tier 2 taken down as well. EG trying to go for a trade. The fortification is going to pop for mid and top. TP now coming back. Jay are going to be looking for this kill. But in comes S4, and with that disable, would have been enough time to get another hero in. It's going to be one more denied tower for NTH. Yeah, NTH going to get that deny off. So they've denied mid, they've denied one top, and no, they actually didn't manage to deny this one. So, and bot, I do not remember. But again, a lot of towers denied. It's a lot of gold denied to EG right now. And I mean, that can be the difference between Fear having his Abyssal Blade right now or not. Now going to jump inside Demon with that Infest. They can't really find anyone. NTH playing 5-man Dota. They realize that EG are looking for these pickoffs, looking for these cheeky plays. But they can force these team fights. Again, they've got the ultimates. They've got them off cooldown. And they are ready to take the organized fights. So EG, sorry about that, guys. A little bit of a burp, but yeah. So Infest now pops out. Well, Fear and Demon are realizing they're not going to find anyone. There is an Invis rune for Bat. That could be a game changer right now. He's got the Force Staff available, so can just walk straight up to someone and Force Staff them away. But EG, they don't want to fight up against this Aegis right now. How much longer does it have? It's still another 2 minutes, and it looks like they might lose all of their outer towers just because of this Aegis. I spoke about the Aegis advantage earlier on, but this is really it showing its face right now. EG don't want to take these fights. They don't want to fall any further behind. They might be able to pick off Loda here, but again, he still has the Aegis. Beat is actually going to be picked off before the fight even starts. So, killed off there. NTH, this is probably going to be the continuation of their push. Loda going to switch his treads to Agi before getting mech'd up. So, perfect play by him there. And did eat the Illuminate without strength treads on, but we won't criticize him for that. I definitely wouldn't have been able to pull it off. So anyway, before I ramble on too much, NTH now backing off. Demon looking for a pick off, blinks forward. There's still 3 heroes here. Gonna pop off a drone charge just to make sure that they successfully make this retreat. But it's only Demon looking for these kills. So maybe playing a little bit just psychologically there, trying to scare off NTH. And NTH, again, going to point out the wards. They've got some good aggressive wards down right now, keeping sight of the jungle. There's not going to be any jungling up for Fear. He's now finished up his Abyssal Blade, so it does help keep the Luna locked down, get some good damage on her. And again, a lot of her survivability relies on the BKB, relies on the auto attack to be able to get that lifesteal off. So NTH, they've pretty much taken all of the outer towers right now. Probably going to be happy to back off. That Aegis is going to be wearing off in just a minute. This is about a 4-minute window where EG can try and make something happen on slightly more even footing, but we'll have to see if they're able to find the pickoff. There's the smoke. There's the infested Demon. And they're looking for a kill right now, trying to see if anyone's jungling up. But again, I think NTH, they're just playing 5-man Dota too well. And Admiral Bulldog getting fairly farmed. Haven't pointed that out in a little bit. With the Empower damage, and he's got a Skull Basher, and the BKB picked up as well. He is doing fairly respectable right click and is reasonably survivable as well, especially with Loda being the big target that he is. Aegis is down, but Butterfly is up. It's going to be extremely difficult to finish him off. Demon's going to be spotted here. Going to try and blink, but actually pulled back. And it's going to be the reverse polarity in over the top as well. Fear probably going to be going down here. And out pops the Eclipse. JO tanking that fairly well. Now popping the BKB. Beat is able to steal the Eclipse. He does manage to do so. He's got a rank 3 Eclipse up his sleeve, but it's 2 heroes picked off already. I'm not sure which way Demon was blinking there. Beat is going to try and make it home. Is the TP going to land? Blinding Light. Well, good awareness there. Just managing to make sure that Beat makes it out. Even though that nobody was chasing after him there. So a little bit of safe play there by Milk. It's a Desolator picked up by JO, so some good right click damage there. And again, Beat I think the X factor is going to be the fact that he has the Eclipse up his sleeve. Loda now on the high ground, just right clicking away. Look at the damage to this tower. Mantis Style going to be off cooldown in just a second. S4 keeping everyone buffed up. Loda and Admiral Bulldog doing some great right click damage. Beat just going to dodge that Ice Path there. Doesn't want to steal anything else. He wants to use this Eclipse to great effect, so it means he's not stealing the track. He's not stealing the Ice Path. Blink backward by S4. NTH, they want to come up onto the high ground, but they don't want to do it against this Bat Rider. So going to back off for now. It's still a couple of minutes for the next Roshan. They popped down a Sentry Ward right now, so going to be able to kill off that trap. But again, they've just got the superior warding right now. And getting those pickoffs on Demon and Fear, EG are now in a way worse position. I mean, Admiral Bulldog is getting extremely rich. These track kills are just flowing. They're up 11 kills, they're up 10k XP, they're up 10k gold. And I mean, even the supports now picking up the Ghost Scepter. Eternal Envy going to be way more difficult to kill off. And We're going to have to see how these team fights play out. If EG can just sit on top of Loda or get on top of Admiral Bulldog with the chain disable between the lasso and the Abyssal Blade stun, they can pretty much kill off any single target they want. Jo as well doing some great single target damage. But again, in these organized team fights, they've got a couple of melee heroes. Well, they've got Jo and Fear just trying to wail on a single target. That's an easy target for the reverse polarity. So EG, they're looking for pickoffs, but they haven't found a single one with the smoke, and actually giving up that pair of kills on Demon and Fear. I'm not sure how happy they're going to be with that. And Admiral Bulldog now picking up the Abyssal Blade, and Fear needs to be extremely careful with that. Rage is much less of a safe haven than it was just before that was picked up. And Fear, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get the damage off before he just sort of gets chain CC'd in these fights. NTH going to be looking to put some pressure on now, playing the lane control game a little bit before this Roshan respawns. That's why we've got Jo up on top, sort of split pushing away. He's going to force maybe one TP back to try and deal with this top lane before the fighting breaks out for Roshan. But NTH, they continue to group up. In comes Demon, he's trying to drag Loda up onto the high ground. He's still got an Invis rune as well. So Loda's going to be trapped here for a little bit, and he doesn't have a TP either. TP now flying out, but Loda's going to be stuck up there for at least however long it takes the courier to get there. That means that EG can grab a small advantage, pushing out bot. They're not going to be able to pick up the tower. They're not feeling confident to do that. But NTH just all sort of sitting around for now while they wait for Loda to get off this high ground. And had Demon just been hanging around with that Invis the whole time and flame break the TP, I mean, that's wishful thinking. But that would have been Loda stuck up on the cliff forever. And that could have been a Roshan for free for EG. So just tiny little plays could have made the big difference. But regardless, oh no! Melk's TP's cancelled. He's going to be picked off. It's another track kill. He pops up the mech, but it's not going to be enough to get him home. Just trying to shop up before he dies. But he's going to be picked off, and that's a lot of their control of the Roshan pick gone. They still haven't picked up this tier 2 on bot. It's getting fairly low, but Roshan's now respawned. They don't have the Coddle to continue the split push. And Demon, he's got a TP, but they don't have anything to TP to. He's actually going to head up towards the top lane. And that's not the real Loda right now. It's just an illusion split pushing away. So Demon going to be doing some split push, but that's Roshan. Absolutely no contest. Just from sort of Melk being picked off there. So losing their control of the Roshan pit, they couldn't get Demon in time. They don't want to take that fight. Again, they don't want to take organized team fights. That's what NTH want right now. And NTH, I feel like their farm advantage may just be becoming a little bit too much. There's a refresher orb finished up on Mag. Luna's got 22k net worth and pretty much maxed out on slots right now. Probably going to pick up the Satanic fairly soon. And then as soon as that Aegis drops, maybe pick up one more damage item. Maybe look towards the MKB just to help out with the sieging. They haven't got a Rax just yet, but EG don't have the best defensive teamfight in the world. Again, they're still incredibly reliant on pickups, and they haven't found all that many just yet. And Betas, this is a very poor Rubik. Melk doing reasonably well. He's got the Force Staff and the mech, but EG, I mean, if Betas can steal something big, if he can grab that reverse polarity, that could turn the tides of these fights. But for the reverse polarity going off in the first place, NTH are looking for a reasonably organized team fight, and if they're in an organized team fight, they're probably winning it, especially with Loda just being able to stand his ground and do some great damage. And if you focus Loda, then Admiral Bulldog is just going to be right-clicking away, locking down Fear, helping kite everyone around with the track, with the slow on the Janata. So he is a force to be reckoned with, and look at these crits. 800 damage with that Empower on top. And I definitely think supports like, well, buff spells like the Magnus Empower, and even Ogre's Bloodlust to an extent. I mean, Ogre, obviously not the best hero in the world, but a little bit underrated, especially since most of them are percentages. They scale extremely well into the late game. And Magnus just really showing his strength right now. And no Tidehunters say no to Tide, and I guess what I'm trying to make the comparison here is that he's got not really a better ultimate than Tide, but he's got better initiation. He's got free initiation from Skewer. He scales much better into the late game aiming. Tide offers you a little bit of mid game. He's got that minus armor on the Gush. Can reduce damage a little bit. That is percent based on the Anchor Smash, but Magnus has sort of stampeded, well, sort of skewered his way into the metagame in a big way, and NTH Now they're going for mid. Loda's going to be dragged back. There's a force staff as well. He is back by the two. It's double force staff as well. Loda now going to pop off the BKB. He's trying to fight, but he's too slow with the sticky napalm. It's not going to be the Aegis burned off, but some great little plays by EG. Flame breaking everyone off the tower now. S4 is going to be looking for that initiate. He's going to be looking for the double reverse polarity and the Jakiro liquid fire, doing some good damage to the tower. NTH probably going to pick this off on the next wave. Blinding light going to knock everyone back. Loda going to eat that illuminating blast right now. And flame break one more time, gonna knock everyone. Loda back up onto the high ground. There isn't a lasso for 18 seconds. Trying to do a little bit of right clicking. The barracks is still very, very healthy. Now the glaives start bouncing. They've still got the fortification there. Open wounds onto Loda. Ice Path not gonna land on anyone. What does Beatus have stolen right now? Nothing, just for the moment. But it looks like NTH might be backing off. How long do they have left on that Aegis? It's another 3 minutes. So NTH gonna be happy to back off. I guess they just want to regen Loda back up. Don't want to waste the Aegis just to reset his health. So EG, great little play there, holding on to their base. And with the double force staff lasso, really making all the difference in the world right there. Getting Loda out of position, forcing out the BKB charge. And ideally, really wanted to hold on to the BKB for after respawning from the Aegis. He's now going to DD Rune, so that might be enough for NTH to decide to head back towards mid. They've got the Satanic ready, so Loda's got some big lives still. He's effectively got 3 lives. He can die once, come back, pop the BKB, and then get very low, pop off the Satanic, but in comes Demon one more time. It's Force Staff. Is it another Force Staff? It's back to the fountain for Loda. He's got the BKB ready. Is he going to pop it off? They might just use the Aegis here. BKB is going to pop. The right-click damage is going to happen. Aegis, but in comes Magnus. Big damage, 2 picked off. Buyback from Fear. Lots of more buybacks. JO coming back as well. Fear now back in the fight, but he's going to be picked off one more time. More track kills for NTH. Look at this team fight. Doing a great job. Already 2 dead. That's a double death for Fear. Eternal Envy very low on this middle lane. JO coming back in. They might be able to pick up Admiral Bulldog. They do manage to do so. Loda still has that Aegis available. Eternal Envy now on their treat. Can they get this Rax before they have to back off? Loda says yes. He's right-clicking away. And looks like a great team fight for NTH. Eternal Envy going to be picked off there by the Illuminating Blast. Demon's back in. He's just waiting a few seconds for that flaming lasso. They've got the double force staff available. Just needs to go in for the lasso. Here he goes. He's actually going for S4. Actually gonna go for the force staff up onto the high ground. He's probably gonna be able to pick up S4 here. Flame break to the skewer, but it's a monster kill for Loda. He continues to right click on mid, so able to actually kill off JO there. And Demon now trying to retreat out. He's got the blink, and cheeky plays by Demon. EG in the end only losing 1 Rex. And surprising, I guess, in a small way that they didn't try and go for the double force staff ploy on the Luna again. And I mean, double reverse polarity was used already, so not sure if S4 was the biggest pick off there. Demon's going to find 1 more Invis rune. Dust is going to pop. Good awareness by Ake, but not going to spot him out there. So saw him coming up onto the high ground, or saw him at least pick up the rune there. And Demon looking for a pick off. Gonna spot out Loda, but there is just no hope for him here. He might try and drag him up onto this high ground. It's gonna be the force staff. It's gonna be the drag. And yep, gonna leave Loda up on the high ground one more time. Just messing with him a little bit. Might try and stay around for the flame break for the TP, but support is gonna come in now. Loda declaring his hate for Demon. Demon with the troll plays. And I guess maybe there's a little bit of backstory to this. Maybe some sort of setup at the LAN or something like that in terms of stealing the spot, or stealing the spot in the upper bracket. It's looking like NTH are probably going to be taking this. 15 kills the lead again. They're taking organized team fights. Absolutely no problem. They've got a double reverse polarity cooling down in just a second. And Admiral Bulldog, look at this farm. He's almost got a Heart of Tarask picked up. There is not a lot of killing this Bounty Hunter. And Bounty Hunter, I mean, a big advantage of him, you've effectively got a carry on your off lane, and even if you don't count Bounty Hunter as a carry, even if you don't class him as such, the track basically means that his own carry, the Luna, is so much more farmed. I mean, we saw everything that they dedicated to this Luna right now. I hazard to look at Loda's GPM, 713, and there's still lots of ziggurats left for him as those glaives bounce through, so expect that number to be boosted up just a little bit. And just going to jump over to net worth. I will switch to buyback status just before the team fight breaks out. We've got Aegis going to be up Roshan going to be up in a couple of minutes. That should be no problem for NTH to pick up. That's probably just what they're going to be waiting around for right now. And yeah, they've got the double reverse polarity available. If a team fight breaks out, they're going to be fine. They're playing 5-man Dota, not giving EG the opportunity to get these pickoffs at all. Demon looking for Loda. He's got the blink. There's a haste on Loda. Recall comes back in. No, it's just going to be the Cuddle ultimate popped off. Demon gonna grab Eternal Envy up onto the high ground. Gonna force staff him down. However, Demon might be picked off here. It's a big mistake for EG. And NTH now just going to group up. Demon maybe realizing that they don't have much of a hope left. And with him dead, I definitely don't like their chances. Does he have a buyback? No. So Demon's going to be dead for a long time. There's not going to be enough lockdown to pick off Loda and to pick off Admiral Bulldog. S4 is coming forward. He's going to be looking for the reverse polarity. Tier 2 is going to be going down. Absolutely no problem. There's going to be no contest on that by EG. They still got the fortification. They're going to pop that off right now. Actually going to try and hold on here. Even before the Manta is popped, in fact. So trying to keep NTH away from their high ground. And Sentry Ward down, trying to make sure that there aren't any wards in the base for easy vision for S4 to initiate. He's got the blink, he's got the skewer, he's got massive range on that initiation. Melk might be able to hold out this turtle for a little bit longer. He's got that rank 4 Illuminate, spamming out, wiping up the creep waves, and making sure they do not get up towards the high ground. Here comes another Illuminate, but Manta style Loda, he does not care. The backdoor protection isn't actually there. Creeps might have snuck in mid there. Creeps are definitely there now. Loda going to be right-clicking away. Look at those bouncing glaives. The Rax is already dead, and they're waiting for Demon. They really need that long disable, but now NTH playing it extremely safe. They're going to back off right as Demon rejoins the fray. And now he's going for but there's the swap! Oh, the swap by Eternal Envy, and in comes the reverse polarity in over the top. Here's the ice path, the second reverse polarity. It's going to be Demon and Jo going down already. That should be GG. Triple kill already. Fear going to be able to get 1 kill there. Now trying to get out. Ice path is going to connect on him. The track as well. 2 chase. There's the magic missile stun. Fear. Look at those cleaves. Look at those crits. That is just too much damage. Ultra kill for Loda. GG going to be called. What a game by No Tidehunter. I knew they had it in him, but absolutely well played. I mean, pretty much played to perfection right there. All the stacking for Loda, getting so much farm on this Luna, realizing the threat of the EG pickoffs, making the mistake once down on this bottom lane of letting Fear and Demon get a pickoff and disrupt the fight, and from there playing perfect 5-man Dota, getting great map awareness, great map control from the warding, and they really won that prolonged team fight for that very first Roshan, and sort of from there managed to hold on, take the game. So anyway, I've been Basecamp. This was a very exciting match from the Dreamhack group stages. This was Group B. This was EG up against No Tidehunter, and No Tidehunter win in a very convincing fashion. I think I already said I'm Basecamp. This is part of my daily casting practice series. If you want me to cast literally everything, please feel free to send it to me on YouTube, Reddit, wherever that you see Basecamp. That's probably me. And thanks for tuning in, guys. This is a very enjoyable cast, and I'm fairly happy with this one as well. So I hope to see you guys next time.